I know when I was in Pyongyang, there's quite obvious shortages of electricity and so on. Do people still regularly go to the cinema? Are they still regularly making films? What's the state of the film industry there now?
Slide first. Yeah. So, one of the reasons why we made this film, Comrade Kim, is that I had young Koreans come up to me and say we're really bored of the film. It's got no young people in it. No one's sexy anymore. The last sexy actor they had was a guy called Ri Yong Ho from Hong Kil Dong. This sort of martial arts film. But that was a wee bit ago, and he's now in his 50s or so. He's lost it. He's like the George Clooney of North Korea. So people go. I mean, basically, how it works is I think people they go as work units in the countryside. But I think you'd rather go and see a film than be working in the countryside. So I don't think they were forced to go and watch films. But in the countryside, it's whatever was going. There's a lovely film called Comrades in Arms it's sort of 4 projectionists, and one of them is from North Korea, the others are India, Africa, and America. And this girl taking films to the countryside and showing them to people, and this great love that she has. And it's happening to our film now. This feature film, Comrade Kim is finding is. It's on 35mm and it's going around the countryside, reels at a time. So it goes to one area, gets taken out to a cooperative farm, shown there, gets picked up, taken to the next cooperative farm, then passed on to the next county.
Do they have cinemas set up there?
Yeah. Everyone has access to cinema. That's the whole thing. I mean, again, as you were pointing out, the idea is that this is there to educate you in the socialist way. It's for everything. It's got a diatribe to it. It is, it's for the leader, for the people, and again, as you're pointing out, we are Korean, we're a homogenous nation, and we're always being attacked from outside. But cinema, there's a heyday of the 70s and 80s, and then it rapidly went downhill. And in the 90s, few films started being made. The last few years, sort of 3 or 4 films. I mean, I think 5 feature films were made in 2008, and 4 which were military under this Songun era, this military first policy that you'll have heard about, or you'll have certainly heard Kim Jong-un ranting on about earlier on this spring. And since this army policy has come in to develop a strong country, the film industry has sort of virtually collapsed, and people are buying DVDs and watching those. But there's been a bit of a reinvention with I'm sorry, I'm not trying to gloat, but I mean, our film is now going around and people are going back to the cinema because suddenly it's entertaining again. And I think now that they've just got into the digital age, they're starting to make entertainment programs with very, very minimal political content. And I think we'll see that's the future.
And are they made for television or for
the cinemas? They have a Pyongyang International Film Festival, sort of the Cannes of the East. And they show international films. And in 2004 we took Bend It Like Beckham, and that was shown. And then in 2010 with the British Embassy, we actually managed to get that broadcast throughout the country. So that was quite spectacular. They've done the same with the Chinese film, Dragon, what's it called? It's not that one, it's a little more. But Dragon, I'll find out. And so they even had some Chinese soap operas. And when those go on, the streets of Pyongyang are empty. Everybody wants to go and watch something exciting. And their Dreams of the Red Mansion, again, sort of tales that could actually, they sort of fit in with the North Korean sort of ideologue. Their stories are baddies, and you should be good, and you should dedicate yourself to the country.
So I should insert in here, because it sounds to me, Nick and I swapped notes on this. The story I was told about their cinema from my documentary, which I just shot late last year, is quite different to, it sounds to me, quite different to the reality. So the story I was being told is perhaps true at the heyday, but perhaps not now, apparently. They told me point blank that they're still making 30 to 40 feature films a year, and there is a cinema in every suburb of Pyongyang and indeed all over the country. And I have to say, though, that the directors that I met and interviewed, they all were making films. I mean, you remember how hard it was for Leon to schedule them, because they kept saying, oh no, I'm on a shoot.
Yeah.
In fact, one of them couldn't come because he was shooting down a tunnel in a coal mine. And I said, oh, please, can I come? He said, no, it's a long, dark tunnel. You can't bring your camera there.
I think it's starting, it's building up, I think recently, in the last few years. It's since the big anniversary of Kim Il-sung, which
Yeah.
is he was born in 1912, the day the Titanic sunk, which is sort of quite interesting. So I think now the industry is starting up again, and you
Okay.
hit it just on the spot.
Yeah,
But in
it's-
fact, the film you in your documentary never happened because they started
Which
and
film?
then stopped the Pueblo. So there's some films they start and then they don't get the
Has
stamp of
anyone
approval.
seen Empire? Okay, so, all right. So the film we showed on the Pueblo apparently was a fake film.
But no, it started just Hannah's acting, wasn't it? Like a stick thing. She was criticised, what was it? They said you're like a stick.
Like stiff as a stick.
Stiff as a
But
stick.
Park Sung-soo, one of Kim Jong-il's favourite directors, who's probably the main character in my creation, what was fascinating to me is he really had just shot a pro-nuclear espionage thriller, which was the third part of a series of films that he started with the same actors about, 15 years ago, called Country I Saw. And to me, I thought, oh, this is a scoop, because that was finished last year. And it's full of speeches about why they're a great country because they've got the bomb. And it actually follows a journeyman character, a professor, a woman. That's the other thing I love about North Korean movies is often the characters are very strong women, which is very unusual, but I imagine quite common in socialism. And she's trying to advocate the North Korean way of things to Japanese students and getting in trouble from shady, South Korean guys in glasses who always seem to be mysteriously on golf courses.
That's the ultimate symbol of bourgeoisie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the rules in this book is for the hand props, if you're going to have a negative character, make sure the hand props are vulgar but not desirable, because you don't want the audience suddenly wanting to be capitalists. So it's quite a challenge to find a tacky golf club,
That's actually a nice little one. Picking up on that, there's a lovely film which is about a girl who sort of falls for the, it's actually sort of our flavour it's called, and this girl falls for this capitalist sort of ways, and she invites the future sort of father-in-law to come over, and he, instead of giving soju, he's given a glass of champagne, which makes him react very badly, and he goes to sit down, but sits on a sofa and bounces off. And instead of having kimchi, he's giving spaghetti, which he can't eat, instead of the cold noodles. And in the end, of course, the girl realises that the Korean way is best, and she starts making kimchi. So it's there, but it's all wrapped up in entertainment. The fact is that the difference here is that Anna actually likes these films. I'm asleep within 15 minutes, and I try as hard to watch them. So only academics really can watch them.
They're acquired taste.
Like soju.
They're great. They're great. They're really, I love them. Come on, you must like some.
Yeah, no, there's a level of entertainment with them. Yeah, it's good.